Disrespect is an inevitable part of life that can stir up feelings of frustration, hurt, and anger. While it's a common challenge we all face, how we respond to it shapes our emotional well-being and relationships. In moments of disrespect, it's easy to let negative emotions take control. But what if we could learn to navigate these moments with wisdom and peace? Buddhism, with its profound teachings from the Buddha, offers valuable insights into handling disrespect in a way that fosters inner harmony and resilience. The Buddha's teachings have guided countless individuals towards peace and enlightenment, and they can provide us with the tools to transform how we handle situations where we feel disrespected. By practicing mindfulness, non-attachment, compassion, and forgiveness, we can rise above the negativity and create a more harmonious life. In this exploration, we'll dive into 7 key lessons from Buddhism that offer practical and transformative ways to respond to disrespect, helping us build a life rooted in inner peace and understanding. Lesson 1. Practicing non-attachment. A core principle of Buddhism is that attachment is the root of human suffering. This teaching is especially relevant when we feel disrespected. Often, our negative reactions, anger, hurt, and defensiveness, are triggered because we are deeply attached to our ego, our self-image, and our need for validation. When someone disrespects us, it challenges these attachments, stirring up emotions that can cloud our judgment and increase our suffering. Non-attachment doesn't mean suppressing or denying our emotions, but rather observing them without letting them control us. It invites us to let go of our attachment to the ego, realizing that our self-worth isn't defined by the opinions or actions of others. By practicing non-attachment, we begin to see the impermanent nature of our emotions and gain the ability to respond to disrespect with calm and clarity rather than impulsive reactions. This process is not a one-time effort. It's a lifelong practice. Each time we feel disrespected, we can choose to mindfully observe our emotions without letting them define us. Over time, this practice leads to greater emotional freedom, helping us navigate difficult interactions with grace. As the Buddha wisely said, attachment leads to suffering. By letting go of our attachments, we liberate ourselves from the cycle of emotional pain, allowing peace and resilience to grow within us. Lesson 2. Practicing forgiveness. Forgiveness is a challenging but essential practice for maintaining our mental and emotional well-being. When we hold on to anger, resentment, or a desire for revenge, we harm ourselves more than the person who disrespected us. As the Buddha famously said, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. This powerful metaphor reminds us that when we cling to negative emotions, we are the ones who suffer the most. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing or condoning disrespectful behavior. It's about freeing ourselves from the emotional chains that bind us to the pain of the past. This process takes time, as we need to acknowledge the hurt we've experienced and allow ourselves the space to heal. However, as we gradually let go of our grievances, we make room for inner peace and emotional freedom. Through forgiveness, we release the toxic emotions that weigh us down, ultimately promoting healthier relationships and a more compassionate outlook on life. By practicing this profound act of self-compassion, we find that letting go of negativity is a powerful step toward personal growth and emotional liberation. Lesson 3. Letting go of judgment. Judgment is another significant source of suffering in human relationships. When we experience disrespect, it's natural to judge the person who wronged us, labeling them as rude, inconsiderate, or even malicious. However, Buddhism teaches that this kind of judgment only deepens our suffering. By focusing on the faults of others, we perpetuate a cycle of negativity and division. Instead of judging, Buddhism encourages us to practice empathy and understanding. When someone disrespects us, it's often a reflection of their own struggles, frustrations, or pain. By considering the situation from their perspective, we can develop compassion instead of anger. The Buddha reminds us, with our thoughts, we make the world. When we choose to let go of judgment and approach others with understanding, we create a more compassionate and harmonious reality for ourselves and those around us. Letting go of judgment is a gift to ourselves as much as it is to others. It frees us from the burden of negativity and allows us to approach difficult situations with clarity and peace. By cultivating this practice, we contribute to our own emotional well-being and to the creation of a more understanding world. Lesson 4. Cultivating compassion. Compassion is at the heart of Buddhist teachings, and it is one of the most transformative practices we can adopt when dealing with disrespect. Compassion, in Buddhism, goes beyond sympathy or empathy. It involves a deep desire to alleviate the suffering of others. When someone disrespects us, it's important to remember that their actions may stem from their own inner pain or challenges. Instead of reacting with anger or resentment, practicing compassion invites us to pause and recognize that the person who disrespected us is likely struggling in their own way. This doesn't mean condoning their behavior, but it allows us to respond with kindness and understanding rather than perpetuating a cycle of negativity. Additionally, cultivating compassion for ourselves is just as important. When we feel disrespected, it's easy to fall into negative self-talk, blaming ourselves or feeling unworthy. Self-compassion reminds us that we are human and that it's okay to experience vulnerability and hurt. By treating ourselves with the same kindness we would extend to others, we foster a deeper sense of emotional resilience. The Buddha's teaching, if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion, encapsulates the importance of compassion in fostering both personal well-being and the well-being of those around us. Lesson 5. Finding inner peace. Inner peace is a central concept in Buddhism, and it's something that comes from within, rather than from external circumstances. When faced with disrespect, it's easy to let external events dictate our emotions and reactions. However, the practice of mindfulness helps us reconnect with the peace that resides inside us, regardless of the chaos in the outside world. Mindfulness, the practice of being fully present in the moment without judgment, allows us to observe our thoughts and emotions without being swept away by them. Instead of reacting impulsively to disrespect, mindfulness helps us create space between our emotions and our actions, enabling us to respond with wisdom and clarity. As the Buddha said, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. By cultivating mindfulness and turning inward, we can find the tranquility and resilience we need to navigate the challenges of life with grace and equanimity. Lesson 6. Practicing self-care. When dealing with disrespect, it's easy to focus on the actions of others and neglect our own well-being. However, practicing self-care is crucial during difficult times. Self-care is about nurturing your body, mind, and spirit so that you are better equipped to handle challenging situations with calm and clarity. In the face of disrespect, self-care might involve taking time for activities that bring you joy and relaxation, such as meditating, spending time in nature, reading, or connecting with loved ones. These practices help ground you and provide the emotional nourishment needed to respond with wisdom rather than reacting out of hurt or anger. The Buddha's reminder: you yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection, highlights the importance of taking care of ourselves. Self-care is not selfish. It's an act of self-compassion that strengthens our ability to navigate difficult situations with resilience and peace. Lesson 7. Choosing love over hatred. Perhaps the most powerful and challenging lesson from Buddhism is to choose love over hatred, even in moments of disrespect. When someone wrongs us, our instinct may be to react with anger or frustration. However, Buddhism teaches that responding with negativity only perpetuates a cycle of suffering. Instead, we are encouraged to respond with love and kindness, breaking the cycle of negativity and contributing to healing and positive change. The Buddha's wisdom: hatred does not cease through hatred at any time. Hatred ceases through love, reminds us that love is the only force capable of transforming hostility into harmony. Choosing love doesn't mean tolerating disrespectful behavior. It means responding with equanimity and understanding, acknowledging that the person may be acting out of their own suffering. By choosing love, we create the possibility for reconciliation, healing, and growth. It's not an easy practice, but it is one that has the power to transform not only our own lives, but also the world around us. Conclusion: a path to inner peace and resilience. Buddhist teachings offer profound guidance on how to handle disrespect with grace, wisdom, and compassion. By practicing non-attachment, forgiveness, letting go of judgment, cultivating compassion, finding inner peace, prioritizing self-care, and choosing love, we can transform our responses to disrespect and create a life of emotional resilience and inner harmony. The journey toward mastering these lessons is ongoing and requires patience and dedication. However, as we integrate these principles into our daily lives, we will find that we are better equipped to handle the challenges of human interactions with peace and clarity, ultimately leading us to a deeper connection with ourselves and the world around us. Through these timeless teachings, we can cultivate a life rooted in love, compassion, and understanding, no matter what challenges come our way. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on living a mindful, fulfilling life. Let us know which principle resonated with you.